come for the lighting the lamp, but since your presence is here, so we just randomly wrote all your names and we put it in the ball. So who the names are called, we request the parents to join for lighting the lamp. So thank you.
Praneet. I request Praneet's parents to be on the stage. Karthik. I request Karthik's parents to be on the stage. Sriram. Susant. Ramalakshmi. Supraja.
my dear students and my dear colleagues. So today is a big day for us. So we tried our best to make this day possible with to your satisfaction levels. So whatever we could do it. So my dear parents, so this is the third PYP exhibition that we are celebrating now. So we are done with the 3 themes, and this year the theme is where we are in place in time, which the focus is mostly on the personal journeys and the local and global perspectives of the individuals and the civilizations. So it's more talks about and more related to the social strands. So the entire journey took place for 6 weeks by our grade 5 students, and this PYP exhibition is just not a science exhibition where you get to see the models. Of course they can do it, but it all depends on the theme. So if it is civilizations, we have to create the models of the civilizations. I mean, it's all to the comfort of the students. So how they present it, that's all totally up to their wish. And we tried our best because connecting the last year's knowledge and this year's, so we tried a lot to recollect the elements of the P by P and students understand the and can present in the best ways. So they have done it a lot of things, and you will get to know what they have done, what they have done throughout their journey in their presentations. You will get to know, and this is mandatory in International Baccalaureate program because it says that whatever the child understands the elements of the IB throughout their journey, like right, it starts from the reception. So they need to have that understanding. They feel that they become graduates when it comes to grade 5, and many schools they do it till 6th, and they do some schools even they do till 7th, because the primary years program, it's all about 3 to 12 years. So we try to adopt. It's not that in high classes we are totally running a different program, but we see that our skills and these elements definitely will help the children to excel even in their higher classes also. That's what, when I just ask anything, they are so confident to speak on anything, and now we are working on the other skills too. So as we are focusing this year on the 5 skills, the communication skills, thinking skills, self-management skills, organization skills we are focusing on, and also the social skills we are focusing on. So this year most of the focus is on social skills. That's what we have. We submitted the action plan to our IB evaluators recently. Our IB evaluation happened. So a lot of scrutiny took place in many elements, and they're very happy that that they could see some progress, and of course they gave some suggestions, and we have to be working towards those goals. So that's it's like this year it has done, and it's not like that, it's a continuous process. So we should be developing those elements in near future too. We are working on definitely with your support. So this is I feel that my students would definitely make you feel happy, would make you feel proud with their presentations. So with this, and so I can proudly say that as our Viva vision statement says that, so we are trying our best so that the children are good inquirers, knowledgeable and empathetic and global citizens. I have to quote the word global citizens. So whatever we do it, finally we see that we are connected locally and globally. Thank you very much. So just continue the show. Now I request whatever you could listen from me, let's listen from some of our grade 7 students also. So I would like the MCs to invite the grade 7 students. Thank you.
Thank you, grade 7. That every tree has strong roots to start its journey and becoming to a great one, just like Pypx. Let's walk Pypx roots with journey of Pypx trader.
వ్యవసాయం నేర్పుతావా?
ఇందాకే చెప్పాను కదా బాబు, ఒక్కసారి ఈ మట్టిలో కాలు పెడితే ఆ భూదేవి తల్లే లాగేసుకుంటది.
భల్డుమంటూ నింగి ఒళ్ళు విరిగెను గట్టి పరకతోన, జడారి కళ్ళు తెరుచుకున్న వేళన చినుకు పూలవాన, సముద్రమెంత దాహమేస్తే వెతికెను ఊట బావినే, శిరస్సు వంచి శిఖర మంచు ముద్దిడె మట్టి నేలనే. పదర పదర పదరా నీ అడుగుకి పదును పెట్టి పదరా, నీ అడవిని చదును చెయ్యి మరి వెతుకుతున్న సిరి దొరుకుతుంది కదరా. పదర పదర పదరా ఇప్పుడమిని అడిగి చూడు పదరా, ఈ గెలుపను మలుపు ఎక్కడను ప్రశ్నలన్నిటికీ సమాధానమిదిరా. కథ ఇదిరా నీ మొదలిదిరా, ఈ పదమున మొదటడుగేయిరా, నీ తరమిదిరా అని తరమిదిరా.
Pypx journey. We don't know much about this theme in a PYP point of view. So now I invite set 1 of grade 5 to share the base of this theme. The presenters are Dhruvan, Ruhan, Ruchita and Ayan. Please welcome them on the stage. And today, my name is Dhruvan and I am going to show you our journey on PYPX. This is my car photo. We have created a log file and this is the car photo of my log file and this is the one which I designed using media. This is the unit matrix. The central idea is the orientation of place and time influences the growth of individuals and society. And the yellow I1 is the interconnectedness of individuals and society, and LOI2 is factors that determine the growth of individuals and society, and the last LOI is our role as global citizens. This is burning questions. From our unit using scope and sequence, we all grade 5 have come up with certain burning questions and used them for my voice. This is my voice. My topic is the role of technology in shaping the society. I went onto the internet and searched everywhere for relating answers. This is my family history. From my mother's side, my great-great-grandfather was a woodcutter and used to sell the goods to Bermuda. So as it continued, he gave the business to my great-grandfather. One time when he was selling some goods to Bermuda, the weather was not cooperating and the ship went overboard and he got physically hurt, so they stopped the business. My grandfather used to work as an LIC agent and retired. My mother is a doctor under the Department of Dermatology. From my father's side, my great-great-grandfather was a stone cutter and used to sell all the goods. So he gave the business to my great-grandfather too. So then my grandfather studied well and became a PT teacher in a government school. Then my father studied even better and became a doctor under the Department of Pulmonology. And this is me, Dhruvan, studying in Viva, grade 5. And that is my brother Anvit, studying in Acme School. This is my travel phase. And that is my logo of the travel phase. It's called Drippy Looks. So I have selected Hawaii for my travel phase. And here are some top reasons why Hawaii should be your next trip. 1. The activities. You can go tubing through tunnels and even trekking on volcanoes. Though that might sound dangerous, they have no hazards happen. Next is the view and nature. The scenery is perfectly pleasant to the naked eye. As you can see, the beaches and the islands. And this is Hawaii travel fair. So this is the main tribe in Hawaii, Hula. And this is the food. It's called, the food you see there is called Kahiko pineapple food. And one of my favorite dish from there is pineapple soft serve. If you want to explore the islands of Hawaii, you can go to the main island of Hawaii, Hawaii or Oahu, the one with mostly volcanoes, or Maui, the one with perfect view. These are the guest talks which have happened. The first one is by Ahan's grandfather, Kandimalla Siva, grandfather's friend, Kandimalla Siva Prasad Garu. He is a book lover and had some knowledge on one of our burning questions, what caused certain cultures to disappear, and he threw some light on it. Next one is by my uncle, Mr. Sarat Makala. He is a migrant and he told all the advantages and disadvantages, why did he migrate, and the impact. This is the lasting legacy. The typewriter, it is the history, it is the machine, it is the writer. Why? Because almost everyone here uses a printer, and typewriters are only used for writing, and these days even for writing we are using normal printers. This is the migration survey. We have took a survey from migrants in our family. So I have collected from my father, uncle and my auntie. So my father went for his job and to explore the place. Then my uncle went for higher and better education, and my auntie went to set her life. Then the impact. They participated in events, got higher education and felt left out and missed their family members. Field trips. The first field trip we went was to ANU, Acharya Nagarjuna University. You may be wondering, why did we go there? We went there because it had some knowledge on archaeology which is connected to our unit. So they taught us many things about that. We even decoded a long Sanskrit puzzle. We saw artifacts and even sculptures and many more. Next was to Bapu and Victoria Museum. There we saw weapons, shield, armory and artifacts. They even let us saw a short film on evolution of humans. Field trips. So the next one we went to science fair. It was a CBSE Expo happening. It is the cluster CBSE Expo happening in Nalanda School in Vijayawada. Next one was the school farm. We went there because our unit has a connection with agriculture, and we saw the evolution of farming by time. This is the calendar. So, why did we make this calendar first of all? We made this because to know the time and get a head start on the next year. And we kept a certain historical photo because our unit has a connection with it. I kept ancient Chinese pots which glow by bioluminescence. This is the tribe. As I told you about the tribe in Hawaii, hula, it is a session which is done by a chant or in their language called as a oli, or in the song or in their language called a mele. For them, this is just not a session. It is the breath of Hawaii. The biggest problem for this tribe was there was a time when hula was banned. This is my own inquiry and I made some connections with media. The one And first one is Ram Setu. It has a connection with archaeology and culture, which has solved the greatest myth in Indian culture, the bridge of Ram Setu. Next is Avatar. So it is connected because it is a diverse planet with different culture and different living beings on a Pandora, and it led to the discovery of avatars and the planet Pandora. And it is the evolution of technology in the future. Now the next two are the Doctor Strange in Multiverse of Madness and Wednesday. So both are connected as they travel to time and disrupt the timeline. Thank you for paying attention to my presentation. Good evening everyone. I am Ruhan from grade 5. This is my cover page for Pypx logbook. Our current theme is where we are in place and time. The unique details are, the central idea is orientation of place and time influences the growth of individuals and society. The key concepts are connection, causation and responsibility. The lines of inquiry are the interconnectedness of individuals and societies, the factors that determine the growth of individuals and societies, and the role as global citizens. Based on the scope and sequence of social, we framed burning questions and inquired about them on my wall. My selected burning question is, how have natural disasters affected the lives of people? Family history. Develupalli Venkat Ramarao, my great-great-great-grandfather, he was an accountant to then Jamindar in Chendupatla village. Develupalli Mattapalli Narasimharao, he was practicing advocate in Chendupatla, in Suryapet. Develupalli Machagari Narasimharao. He is my great-grandfather and he is an RMP doctor in Huzur Nagar, then shifted to Kalavakurti. My grandfather's name is Develupalli Vijay Kumar. He is retired as Deputy Director, ESI Corporation. He worked in different parts of India like Ahmedabad, Kanpur, Noida, Warangal, Bongiri, Tirupati, and last retired in Hubli. My father's name is D.V. Raj. He is a software engineer in Oracle. And it's me, Develupalli Ruhan, studying in Viva, grade 5. This is my Jain tribal puppet. These are my places selected for travel. Guest talks. The first guest talk is by Kandimalla Sivaprasad Garu, Ahan's grandfather's friend, a book lover. He told us about what caused certain cultures to disappear. This is my survey on migration. These are the field trips we went to. We went to Babu Museum, Victoria Museum, and we saw weapons, etc. We went to our school farm in which we saw this is my lasting legacy. Puppet show. Puppet shows are now not happening nowadays. Thank you.
Good afternoon everyone. My name is Richita and I am from grade 5. Today I am here to show you my journey of my Pypx. This is my cover page of my Pypx. The central idea is orientation of place and time influences the growth of individuals and the societies. The lines of inquiry are LOI1 is the interconnectedness of the growth of individual and society. Line of inquiry 2 is factors that determine the growth of individual and societies. Line of inquiry 3 is our role as global citizens. Coming to next, key concepts. The key concepts are connection, causation and responsibility. Focused areas are research, communication and thinking. The learner profiles are inquirer and principal. This is what we saw on the timeline. The burning questions of the unit. We saw focused on the scope and sequence of social and we discussed and formed the burning questions. We were given to select a burning question for my why voice. The question that I selected for my why voice was what caused certain culture to disappear. My family history. My grandfather is Dr. Satyanarayan Nanda. He was a doctor and he passed his exam on MBBS. MBBS means Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Science. He used to give free treatment to the poor people. My great grandfather's name was Mr. Baladhadra Nanda. He was a classical dance teacher and also a poem, and he used to also write poem. My great grandfather's name was Mr. Swaminarayan Nanda and he was a hostler. He used to see the hostler members and he left the family for the hostler people. And my great grandfather's name was Mr. Teliyanath Nanda and he was a doctor. And my father is doctor and he is working in Lalita Hospital. I am Richita Nanda and I am studying in Viva school. My sister's name is Darshika Nanda. This is my tribal face mask. The name of this tribal face mask is Doli Kakur and it is found in Rajasthan. It is used to entertain the people from other states who come and see the places. This is my travel fair. My travel fair logo is travel and fulfill your dreams. I selected the place Delhi. We can visit Red Fort, Taj Mahal, India Gate, Fun and Food Village, World of War. By seeing this, the whole is a 5 days package. It costs nearly 3,000 and the booking corner is of 2,000. These are the guest stop. The first guest stop was by Ahan's grandfather's friend Sri Kandimalla Sivaprasad Garu, a book lover who gave a book to our library. He converted the book of English into Telugu and gave it. He discussed one of our burning questions: what caused certain culture to disappear? What are its impact? This is the second guest stop by Sarat Akala, Dhruvan's uncle. He is a migrant. He was transferred India to USA. He explained us what are the impact, advantages and disadvantages. We went to the field trip of the Bapu or Victoria Museum. There we saw all the past things, not even the past. We even watched a movie related to those, and we learned a lot of things through the movie. The next field trip was to the farm. First field trip was to the farm in school, and the next field trip was out of the school. The first field trip that we went to the farm was of the modern technology. They used to use machines and cut the crops. But the field trip that we went next they were using the sickles to cut the crops. We even got the opportunity to cut the crops. This is the lasting legacy. He is Bob Rose, and his first painting was in the year of 1764. By seeing his painting, most of the people inspired and created the new paintings. This is another artwork which they used to do in the walls. This is my theme-related greeting card where we are in place and time. Thank you.
This central idea from the phrase orientation of place and time and approaches to learning, which are nothing but the skills. So the focus skills for this unit are communication skills, thinking and social skills. And the lines of inquiry are LOI1, the interconnectedness of individuals and societies. Next, the factors that determine the growth of individuals and societies. Last, our role as global citizens. Can you guess what's happening here? Yes, it's my voice. So we have designed 15 burning questions taking the help of the key concepts, which are connection, causation and responsibility. So we have framed these questions depending on each key concept, and my selected question is: what kind of beliefs, values and attitudes encourage connections with other people? And this is my research on my voice. So talking about family history, so my grandfather, he is a doctor who holds 8 gold medals and is a superintendent at the Guntur Government Hospital and has a Limca Book of Records for no failure for operating surgeries. And there my great-grandparents, my grandfather's parents, Masu Muhammad and Ramunisa. And he used to work as a station manager.
non-profit dies, so they celebrate this festival. And then the guest talk. We had a guest talk by Sarat Makala. He was a migrant who migrated from India to USA. He has explained us about why he has migrated, the impact he approached. The migrant survey. Yes, I do have family members in my family. Migrants who migrated in my family, both temporary and permanently. The reason why they migrated is because for getting better opportunities, jobs and studies. But 1% of them has migrated because for marriage. And the impact the family members face. It is that on personal basis, we miss them and they also miss them. They also miss us. And travel agency. I'm your travel partner. And just like that, my bucket list has got short. Places to visit in Greece. Cape Sounion, Delphi and Metora. In Cape Sounion, you can enjoy the lovely breeze and the sea approaching to the castle. The castle was built around 30,000 BC. In Delphi. Delphi is known for its historical monuments and culture. So if you are some sort of an archaeology person, you can visit Delphi in Greece. And then Metora. Metora is known for the jobs and studies and schools they have. So if you are approaching to good studies, you can visit Metora. And then another guest talk by K. Kandimala Shivaprasad Garu. Being a book lover, he explained us about what causes certain cultures to disappear and about the lasting legacy of the past. This is my reflection and findings on the guest talk. Lasting legacy. These are some pictures of my ancestors. All these antiques are from more than a century ago. And field trips. We have been to 2 farms, where in one farm they harvest with machines, and in the other farm they harvest with sickles, which is manually. So we have understood that through stages of time, even harvesting has evolved. Visit to the museum. We have went to the Bapu Museum and Victoria Museum. There we have observed archaeology, artifacts and weapons. And visit to the science exhibition. It was a cluster CBSE Science Expo in Nalanda School in Vijayawada. We have also took few of their ideas and implemented in Pypx. And this is my greeting card. Happy New Year to 2023, to changing times, to new places and to new beginnings. And my own inquiry, why should we care about the past? We can build political intelligence. History can help us become better informed citizens. This form helps people to take part in actively in educated debates and refine people's core beliefs. And it teaches moral values. We can compare our morals and values to specific individuals who lived in the past. It understands builds better citizenship, better understanding of the world, helps us understand humanity, shapes cultural identity, helps us understand the change in the present and the future. Academic integrity. I have taken references from the internet. I also received help from my relatives, parents and my lovely teachers. Thank you.
My name is Mohita. I am going to say the introduction of Kuchipudi. Kuchipudi is one of the 8 major Indian classicals. It originates from a village named Kuchipudi. It is a dance, drama and performance with its roots in the ancient Hindu Sanskrit text నాట్యశాస్త్రం. 3000 సంవత్సరాల క్రితం భారతముని ఈ నాట్యానికి సంబంధించిన వివిధ అంశాలని వివరించాడు. 2వ శతాబ్దంలో శాతవాహనులు ఈ కళను గొప్ప అరదకులుగా ప్రసిద్ధిగాంచారు. దశాబ్దాలుగా ఈ నాట్యం ప్రదర్శనలు వైష్ణవ ఆరాధానికి అంకితమైనాయి. అందుకే ఈ రూపాన్ని భాగవత మేళ నాటకం అంటారు. పూర్వం బ్రాహ్మణ కులానికి చెందిన మగవారు కూచిపూడి నృత్యాన్ని చేసేవారు. అందుకే వీటిని కూచిపూడి భగవతులు అంటారు. 15వ శతాబ్దంలో సితేంద్ర యోగి కూచిపూడి నాట్యాన్ని అభివృద్ధి చేసినారు. అతని అనుచరులైన బ్రాహ్మణులు కూచిపూడిలో స్థిరపడి ఈ నాట్యాన్ని అభ్యసించడంతో ఆ ఊరు పేరు కూచిపూడిగా స్థిరపడింది. వేదాంతం లక్ష్మీనారాయణ శాస్త్రి, చింతా కృష్ణమూర్తి, తాడేపల్లి విస్సయ్య వంటి కూచిపూడి నృత్య కళాకారులు దీనిని విస్తరించినారు. వారిలో ఈ కూచిపూడి నాట్యంలో దేశ విదేశాల పేరుగాంచిన వెంపతి చిన్న సత్యం గారు గురించి నా ఫ్రెండ్ వివరిస్తుంది. Hello everyone, my name is Hansini and now I am going to tell you the biography of Vempati Chinna Satyam Garu. Vempati Chinna Satyam Garu is a legendary dancer and guru of Kuchipudi dance form. This exquisite art form was popularized worldwide by him. He was born on 26 October 1929 in a traditional family of dancers at a small village of Kuchipudi in Andhra Pradesh. He started learning this dance form at the tender age of 9 under the guidance of 3 great gurus, Sri Vedantam Lakshmi Narayana Sastri, Tadepalli Perraya Sastri, and later was trained by his elder brother, Sri Vempati Satyam, in the beauty of expressions. When Vempati Chinna Satyam mastered in the art of Kuchipudi, he moved to Madras with the objective of making it popular all over the world. His devotion and dedication towards Kuchipudi Art Academy in Madras on 6th February 1963. Till date, he has taught over thousands of students the intricate styles and techniques of Kuchipudi dance. He found another school of dance in Vizag called Kuchipudi Kalakshetra in 1985. Very soon, Vempati Chinna Satyam was a star shining brightly in the sky of international fame. He was conferred with many titles and awards such as Sangeet Peeth of Bombay, Asthana Natacharya of Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam, TTK Memorial Award by Music Academy, and so many, etc. Vempati Chinna Satyam produced nearly 15 dance ballads. It's Padmavati, Srinivas Kalyanam, Rukmini Kalyanam, Halavilasam, and etc. One of the most popular item was Bhama Kalapam. Now my friend Aishi is going to introduce Bhama Kalapam.
Good afternoon everybody, I am Aishi of grade 5 and today I am going to talk about Bhama Kalapam dance and the Jada of Satyabhama. The conventional braid style of Kuchipudi always has a Jada. The Satyabhama Jada, despite being an ornament, holds greater meanings and has mythological links as well. Satyabhama was the daughter of a rich Samanta king called as Satyajit and the wife of Lord Krishna. She depicts pride and valor. She helped Lord Krishna kill a demon called as Narakasura. When she goes along with Krishna to meet Indra, she was given the divine Jada or the ornament used to decorate the long braid as a mark of honor. At the top of the plate sparkles Lord Vishnu with Lakshmi abiding on his chest, the earth and sky on either side, and below that should dwell Shiva on half of his side taken up by Parvati. Above Lord Vishnu's waistband is Brahma. Then come the Dikpalakas in their orders: Sun, Moon, all the 9 planets, Rashis, stars, sages, and scholars, and a complete collection of gems studded on the Jada pleasingly. Finally, Satyabhama Jada is the traditional hairpiece worn by Kuchipudi dancers as a symbol of great respect and pride. According to the mythology, Satyabhama was given Parvati's Jada as a mark of honor, and it contains many jewels that were arranged to provide a divine motherly meaning for destroying a demon and
saving the human race. Now I'm going to present Bhama Kalapam.
With their learning, by singing melodies that talk about the past and about timelines. I believe that you will all enjoy this, as music, especially singing, is something that brings peace of mind. Now let's watch the grade 5 vocalists as they sing melodies that are sure to reach your hearts.
Hey everybody, my name is Tushil and today I'm going to tell you about the journey in this theme where we are in place and time in the 6 weeks journey. And this is the cover page I made for the logbook. And this is the cover page I made for my logbook for this current theme. And these are the photos related to it. This is a unit matrix for the theme where we are in place and time. Central idea, orientation of place and time influences the growth of individuals and the society. And these are the lines of inquiries, key concepts, focus skills, and focus profiles. These are the burning questions. We made the burning questions from the social SOCON sequence from and with 3 keywords or key concepts: connection, coalition, and responsibility. There are 16 in total. We had to share one burning question for my boys, and I selected what does it mean to be a global citizen. This is the my voice content I presented. This is my family history. My family history from a long time ago, but I'll tell you most of it. My great
This is my paternal side. He was a farmer and migrated to a small village called Sindarpur. My great-grandfather's name was Anjaya Ravipati Garu. He was also a farmer and born in Sindarpuri in 1912. My grandfather's name was Shri Mallikarjuna Rao. He is a retired irrigation officer and studied in the college and was an irrigation architect for the government. My dad's name is Mr. Uday Kumar. He was born on August 15, 1975, studied in the school St. Anne's and graduated in the college RVR and JC College in engineering. My name is Tushyant and I was born on June 2nd, 2012. And I was born in America and migrated to India. And I am currently studying grade 5 in Viva school. This is the travel fair I selected. I selected the country America with 5 photos you can see. The Lincoln Memorial, which is also a memorial for the death of Abraham Lincoln, who is one of the greatest presidents of America. The next one is the Empire State Building in New York. When it was constructed, it was the tallest building in the whole world. Now it has 102 buildings, and if you look at the top, you get a beautiful view of New York. Next, the Statue of Liberty. The Statue of Liberty actually itself is in New York on an island called Liberty Island. It was actually made out of copper, but all this because of the rust, it's clean. It actually gives a good view, and it also has a good view. Next is Disneyland. The place is really famous. It actually has a lot to explore. It has everything. Even has the rides, more. It's very exciting for kids. I've been there too myself. And last is Mount Rushmore. It shows 4 of the greatest presidents in history. No need to go everywhere. There's literally everything on top of Mount Rushmore. A restaurant, you name it, you'll find it there. This is a tribal mask I made with paper and cardboard. The tribe's name is the Cherrian tribe in Telangana. It is about 1 hour. They live in the forest, which is 1 hour away from Hyderabad. I made it with myself. The mask of the lion shows the courage and bravery of the tribe. Did you know that they even make masks of the gods? The Cherrian tribe is also known for the craftsmanship and the beautiful and elegant masks they make. This is my survey on migration on International Migrants Day. Yes. Do you have migrants in your family? Yes. I have a lot of migrants in my family, but I'll tell about 2 of them. My aunt and my dad. My dad migrated to America in 2001 for job, and which impacted him with a better life, but he also misses his family and migrated back later in 2019. My aunt also migrated in 2001 for education to become a doctor, and also was there for my aunt's job. So this is the field. This is the field trips we went to, 2 of them. Wapo and Victoria museums, we saw a lot. We saw the weapons our ancestors used. We even saw like the old paintings of Buddha, teaching a group of students about my ancestors, small paintings about the ancestors, and a lot. We even saw the tools for hunting and surviving, what they used there. This is the first, we had 2 guest talks. First one on the top was by Shri Kandimala Sivaprasad Garu. He's a book lover. He talked about the topic, what causes certain cultures to disappear. First, he told what is the culture, the reasons for them to disappear, and the ones that are already disappeared, and what he can do. He also told Mr.
Shri Kandimal Shivaprasad Garu also clarified our doubt, and one of our doubts was if all the smart the next one was the guest talk by Mr. Sarat Makara Garu. Mr. Sarat Makara Garu is a migrant from India to America for education and job. Mr. Sarat Makara Garu told us what is migration, why did he migrate, the impacts and reasons he migrated. He told us a lot. He will clarify one word also. If all of the smart people in India go to America, what will happen to India? So this was his answer. He told that if all of the Indians go to America, all the smart people, they will still be known as Indians and bring pride to our country. This is the journey of legacy and art. This statue is actually the god Poseidon in Greek mythology. It's actually made a long time ago, even though it looks so new. It's made out of copper and clay. It is actually in water. These days we don't even make it out of clay, but this is very old actually. These are the sites I use for my research and in this theme. This is the academic entity. The people who helped me in making this PPT are my mom, my brother and my dad. This is the greeting card I made for next year. Then there is a calendar for 2023. And I thank everybody for listening to me. So today we are going to show you our Pypx exhibition journey. In the worst.
How many of your eyes on Laukya and Hansini? Excellent. So please continue in the same way.
In the first week of our journey, we designed and made cover pages for the Pypx file. That's Hansini's and this is mine. This is unit matrix. The unit matrix holds the central idea, lines of inquiry, key concepts, focus details, and profiles.
This is the burning questions we chose. So we used help of scope and sequence to frame these burning questions. So the burning question I chose is how have natural disasters affected the lives of people?
This is my voice. For our my voice, we each selected a burning question to answer. My burning question was the ways in which the past, present, and future are all connected.
So this is my family history. Me, Hansini, is a student. My mom, Sindhura, she studied a bachelor's degree in Hyderabad and currently working in Pune City Bank, which is in Maharashtra. My grandma, Sivakumari, she works in Oriental Insurance in Chilakaluripet and she retired 1 year ago. My great-grandma, Nagendramma, she used to have a farm which she sold for 2 lakhs.
Madam,
This is my tribal paper puppet. The tribal paper puppet is from a small tribe in Africa. I don't know about his whereabouts because it had to evacuate because other African tribes tried to invade it.
This is my travel fair of Nepal. The top 3 most places to visit in Nepal are Kathmandu. On day 1, you can go to the monkey temple.
The monkey temple is filled with colors and aromas, and there are monkeys literally everywhere you go.
On day 2, you can go trekking.
The trekking will take at least 3 days to finish, and will cost 14,500 per head.
Pokhara. On day 5, you can go boating.
It is a boating paradise for tourists, and it will cost about 300 per hour.
And on the same day, after boating, you can go paragliding.
Don't worry, we won't literally just leave you to go paragliding alone. There will be a guide who comes with you, and it will cost 8,000 rupees.
The third and the final one is Chitwan National Park. There are many elephants that you can ride on.
You can spend your whole day riding around the elephant around the whole park and see It's about 300 rupees. This is my guest talk. There are two people there's one person I'm going to talk about, and he is Mr. Sanat Makala Garu. He is Dhruvan's uncle, and he talked about his migration from India to the USA. He said that he really loved the move, and he's very happy about his position.
Next, Sri Kanyamala Siva Prasad Garu. He is Ahan's grandfather's friend and he is a book lover. He answered the question, what causes certain cultures to disappear?
He said, what are cultures, why they disappeared, and what we can do to stop them.
Next is the survey on migration. Yes, I have migrants in my family. She is my aunt. The type of migration is global and temporary. She went to Canada. The reason is because of her job. The impact of the migration is personal and she's happy.
I also have migrants in my family, and he is my uncle. He migrated to Australia for a job, and it's permanent, and he's really happy about his decision. This is about the lasting legacy and art. For that, we have chosen the bullet cards, because nowadays I don't see them anywhere. I just see cards in shops. Nowadays, I only see them for like display shops or restaurants.
Next is the field trips. As you can see, there are two colleges. In the first college, we went to a neighborhood farm where we saw the removal of grains using present and latest technology. Second college, we went to another farm which is out of the school, and the owner of that farm is Mrs. Subunamma Garu. She extended her learning and told how to cut crops, how they used to cut crops in the past with sickles. And while we were going back to school, we read many Telugu slogans that would help the farms.
We also went to another field trip to ANU, Acharya Nagarjuna University. My dad actually studied there. There we went to a museum, and I saw a pot, not a regular pot though. Do you know when your family member dies in the olden days, we used to bury them in our backyard. But for kids, it's very different. We used to take their bones and put it in this pot inside our home. This is our designer greeting card. I put the calendar there for a new head start, and I love the slogan that's on.
So this is the academic integrity. We use all these references for our learning. The first one is Google,
Then ChatGPT,
and then Microsoft Edge.
Thank you. Everyone, I am Richita from grade 5. Today I am going to tell the introduction of Tyagaraja. Kakarla Tyaga Brahman, May 4, 1767 to January 6, 1847, colloquially known as Tyagaraja and Tyagaya, was one of the greatest composers of Carnatic music or classical South Indian music. Tyagaraja was born in 1767 in Tiruvarur, Krishna district, Andhra Pradesh, to Kakarla Rama Brahman and Sithamma in the Telugu Brahmin. He named Tyagaraja after Lord Tyagaraja, the preceding deity of the temple at Tiruvarur. He, along with his contemporaries Muthuswami Dikshita and Shastri, forms the trinity of Carnatic music. He was a prolific composer and highly influenced in the development of South Indian classical music tradition. Tyagaraja composed thousands of devotional compositions, most of them in praise of Lord Rama, most of them which remain very popular even today. Of special mention are 5 of his compositions called the Pancharatra Kritis, which are often sung in programs in his honor. Among the most famous Carnatic composers are considered greatest of the Carnatic music trinity. He was the third son born to Rama Brahman and Sitama in 1767. He began his musical training in 1782 under Sonti Venkataramaya and learned a number of songs from his mother. In 1802, he was invited to perform at his teacher's house before a select group of musicians. He sang Bilhari and then Kriti, Dorakuna Ituvanti. Srifoji Maharaj heard of his performance and invited him to visit the temple to be rewarded. But Tyagaraja rejected the offer, singing Nidhi Chala Sukhamma in Kalyani, which means, does abundance of wealth bring happiness? The king realized the mistake and visited the same composer who cured him of stomachache. In 1805, Tyagaraja lost an idol of Rama thrown into the river Kaveri by his brother, but got it back after 3 months. When he lost the idol, he sang sadly, Yendu Dagi Nadu. Where has he gone hidden himself? Tyagaraja usually went street to street singing and begging for rice. Once a sage named Haridas asked him to recite the name of Rama 960 million times. After doing so, Tyagaraja went to offer his prayer when he heard a knock on his door. Rama, Sita and Hanuman were entering his prayer room and he was blessed to see the coordination of Rama. Moved with wonder and devotion, he sang Balakarnamaya, the Anupallavi of the Kritis, Ellani Dayaradu and Bhavanuta. Once he visited Tirupati, but when he went to the temple, it was closed. In sadness, he sang Teriteya Garada, and the temple officials gathered round in admiration when saw the door opening by itself and scroll falling aside. He sang Venkatesha Ninu Ivinpa in his happiness at seeing the Lord. His numerous kritis include beautiful ragam, bhavam and talam with lovely lyrics, music and devotion. 690 kritis in 160 ragams are available today. In 1847, Tyagaraja became a hermit and the next day on Jan 6, 1847, he died at the age of 80. Connections. This song is connecting to our unit where we are in place and time because it is related to timeline. So we took this timeline for Tyagaraja. Through his Saint Tyagaraja students enlightened his compositions to the present centuries. Now we are going to sing the first composition of Saint Tyagaraja in the Raga Deshi Kannada. Namo Namo Raghavaya Namo Namo Anisham Namo Namo Raghavaya Namo Namo Anisham Namo Namo
The unit matrix contains central idea, lines of inquiry, key concepts, focus details, and profiles. So, these are the burning questions of the unit. So, we take a burning question from my voice and research about it. This is my voice. My selected question was, how have natural disasters affected the life of people? So, this is my family history. My great-grandfather is Sri Bhimanadam Gangireddy. He is the founder of CGT, Chennai Goods Transport. CGT is used to carry goods around India. My grandfather, Sri Bhimanadam Reddy. He is the CEO of CGT and is also actively into real estate. My father, B. Bharat Reddy. He is the director of SIMS group of institutions and is the president of BR Educational Society and Ashwini Urkar and Rural Welfare Society. He is also engaged in politics. Me, Karthik Prasad Reddy. I am pursuing 5th grade in Viva school. This is my Jain tribal project. So, this is my travel fair. I selected Dubai as my travel space. Dubai is known for its shopping and ultra-modern architecture. The tourist places you have to check out are Burj Khalifa, Miracle Garden, Dubai Aquarium, Dubai Mall, Global Village, Palm Island, Desert Safari, Old Dubai Creek, and so many more. You want to stay at Dubai? So I got the two of the best hotels for you. One is Hotel Atlantis and Hotel Burj Al Arab. So you want some yummy food? Then visit Conclave French Restaurant, Nando's, and White Orchard. Let's move on to the guest talks. Guest talks by Sri Kandimala Shivaprasad Garu. Sir explained about the lasting legacies and disappearing practices. Guest talk by Sarat Makala. He is a migrant. He explained us how he migrated and why he migrated. And he answered the question from us. What if all the smart people from India go to other countries? This is my survey on migration. So, these are the lasting legacies. So, this is a team design calendar. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Keertana from grade 5A. Today, I'm going to show my Pypx journey. Our current theme is where we are in place and time. Our central idea is orientation of place and time influences the growth of individuals and societies. These are the lines of inquiry, key concepts, focus details, focus profiles, and these are the funny questions we made by seeing the scope and sequence of social. This is my voice topic. Why do people settle here? I selected this question because it's in my mind since I was 6 years old. After researching about this point, I found that people migrate to western side of the world because for the better education, for the better opportunities, a peaceful society, respect for human rights, equality, stability and diversity makes people settle in the western side of the world. This is my family history. So, I will start with my father's side. My father is a managing director of Texan Business Services and he is a traveler. Till now, he traveled 16 countries around the globe. My grandparents' names are Kanakaya Koteshwaran. of Tech 7 Business Services, and she takes care of Tech 7 Handlooms too. My grandparents' names are Rangara Shivamma. He is a MRO and he is a government officer. She is a housewife. My great grandparents' names are Lakshmaya and Govindamma. He is a freedom fighter and British people put him in jail too. She is a farmer. My great grandparents' names are Koteshwarlu, Bullamma. They are farmers. This is my Jain tribal puppet and it is called as African tribal puppet. There are 3,000 tribes in Africa. This is one of the oldest tribe and it represents the oldest culture in Africa. This is my travel fair. My travel fair name is Tech 7 Travels. My quotation is summer vacation in Singapore. The highlights of Singapore are Gardens by the Bay, Universal Studios, parks, Little India, Gardens by the Bay, Art and Science Museum, Santoso Island. So the package is for 3 days and 4 nights. It includes hotels, breakfast, sightseeing and car transport. Total it costs 15,999. If you click book now button, you can have a trip to Singapore. And it don't include the flight cost. This is my migrant story. This is a guest talk by Mr. Sarath Makara, and he told us about his migrant story. After listening his migrant story, I was very happy. The part he said, our Indians are going to USA and representing India in USA. This is the guest talk by Ahan's grandfather's friend, Kandimani Sivaprasad Garu, and he had a guest talk on our burning question, what causes certain cultures to disappear. I truly admire him for his love of books. I learned that we should respect other culture and protect our own culture. This is my survey on migration. I do have some migrants in my family. There are 5 migrants in my family. One is my aunt Jansi, second is my auntie Mani, third is my family friend Goli Kumar Garu, and the family friend Chandrasekhar Garu, and another family friend Satyaravi Garu. They all did global migration. Except Goli Kiran Kumar Garu, everybody moved to Canada, and Goli Kiran Kumar Garu moved to USA. My aunt moved for job. My auntie works in Amazon. Goli Kiran Kumar Garu he's a doctor. Chandrasekhar Garu works in pharma industry. Satyaravi Garu works in Honda Motors. This is one of our field trip to Archaeology Museum and Babu Museum. This is one of our field trip also to farm visit. And this is my greeting card for related to our unit to the where we are placed in time, and there is a calendar of 2023. And this is my own inquiry on Indus Valley civilization. In 1856, when British people were constructing railway tracks, they found the Indus Valley civilization. 4,500 years ago, between 2,500 BCE and 1500 BCE, this happened. Their occupation was farming and pot making and
trading. There were two cities, one is Mohenjo-daro and Harappa, and it was also known as Harappan civilization. They had town, in those days only, they had town planning, covered drainage system, own culture and own language. This is my academic integrity. The people who helped me was my parents, relatives, my teachers, Sharam and Sujata and our Pypx head, Viva. I took 2 references and 2 links for my voice and 2 links for my own inquiry, 2 links for my UI notes and presentation. Thank you.
Art integration is that we took prominent and old cultures of each continent and made an artwork out of them.
We started the progress by making flat making and making cylinders, embossing and engraving. And then we started tracing and then we attached the clay to the painting. Now my friends have been completed their artworks, so we have come here to display them.
So me and my friends created this artwork. This is Stupa. It's from Amravati, and this is the culture of the Asia. We took this because in Asia the biggest and one of the oldest cultures is Buddhism. So we took this stupa and we outlined the borders. Then with clay we molded it. First, this stupa was carved with stone and we did it with clay. Thank you.
This is Roman art. This is also called as branch art. It is the most prominent culture in Europe. It influenced the whole Europe continent. Thank you. This is the painting of Africans. Africa contains 72 countries and also is recognized as the second largest continent in the world. Me and my friends have chosen Africa because it has civilizations which were discovered thousands of years ago and are still remained till date. This artwork has been made with metal, but we have made it with clay. So we chose this African artwork. Thank you.
I selected North America's Inca civilization. When I took my reference, it was made out of wood, but we made it with clay. Thank you. This is a sculpture from the continent South America. So this is the actual artwork. The actual sculpture is made up of stone, but we made it with clay. Thank you.
This is an artwork from Antarctica. It's made out of stone, but we decided to make it with clay. And some facts about Antarctica is that Antarctica is one of the coldest continent. And this artwork is from the culture called Metlakatla, one of the oldest cultures in Antarctica.
And this is one of the most known legacy of Metlakatla culture. India. And the real sculpture is made up of wood and we made it with the clay, and it is Antarctica is a country and a continent. This artwork is made up of our team and me. I chose this artwork because of this is made up it is in Zealandia. Zealandia is a rising country. There are two countries in Zealandia. They are New Zealand and New Caledonia.
Good afternoon everyone. My name is Venkat.
My name is Lakshmi.
So today I am presenting my Pypx PPT. The current theme is where we are in place and time. Unit details. Central idea. Orientation of place and time influence the growth of the individuals and society. Lines of inquiry. The interconnectedness of individuals and society. Second line of inquiry. The factors that determine the growth of individuals and society. Third line of inquiry. Our role as global citizens. Burning questions. We created burning questions based on scope and sequence. My selected question is, what is the role of technology in shaping a society? My great-grandfather is a freedom fighter and a farmer. His name is Uncle Amma. My grandfather, his name is Hari Babu. He is a businessman and also social welfare worker. My dad, his name is Naveen. He is a social worker subject, and we focused on the key concepts, connection, causation, and the responsibility. And we have to select any one of the question and present it for our My Voice. And my selected question is, how has technology modified the natural environment? And we saw a video which is related to timeline, and through it we got to know more about the timeline. And we had a guest talk by Sri Kandimala Sivaprasad Garu, a book lover, and he was explaining about one of our burning question, what causes certain cultures to disappear. And he also donated a book to our school library. He also explained the types of cultures, the causes and solutions for it. And we also had another guest talk by Dhruvan's uncle, Mr. Sarath Makala. He's a migrator, and he also explained about the reason of his migration and the impacts on his migration. And we had a field trip to Babu Museum. It connects to our unit where we are in place and time. It also tells about the past. We saw the things that they would use in the ancient days, and we also saw a short film that relates to the past. And this is my travel fair. I selected USA country, and these are the beautiful places that you can visit. Statue of Liberty, Times Square, and the White House. And we grade 5 created a greeting card for our Pypx. And this is the calendar. And thank you for listening to my presentation.
Good afternoon, all my fellow teachers, parents, and friends. My name is Pranit, and today I am going to be displaying my journey throughout our theme, where we are in place and time. Starting off with the unit details, we have a central idea, lines of inquiry, related key concepts, and skills. This is the timeline that media implemented. There was a timeline of the past. This timeline showed us how human lives were happening through the stages of different times. These are our burning questions that we implemented using the social scope and sequence. And our next guideline was to choose one of the burning questions and talk about it for our My Voice. My chosen question was, what caused certain cultures to disappear? Then I implemented some sub-questions such as, what is a culture, what caused cultures to disappear, and types of the various cultures around the world. This is my family history. Starting off, my great-great-grandfather was born in 1895 and died in the year of 1981. He was married to my great-great-grandmother in the year of 1981. He did natural farming and also gave birth to 2 sons and 3 daughters. He also established this undivided family of ours. Next is my great-grandfather. He was born in 1927 and died in the year of 2018. He was married to my great-grandmother in 1947, Bharata Bhagya Lakshmi from Indupalli village. My great-grandfather also did farming, but in various methods. Meanwhile, my great-grandmother got elected to be a panchayat member in our village. She contributed for both the development of our village and also gave many women in our village to have self-empowerment. This is my grandfather. He was born in 1957 and completed his idea and moved to Viva for a job in a sugar factory workshop. After temporary retirement, he later moved back to our village and did agriculture in the name of his father and also took care of his parents. He was married to my grandmother M. Rajini, and they both
for his diploma. Later, he came back to our village. He also got a job in Chennai as a junior mechanical engineer at the age of 18. He also contributed in many of the nation's prestigious projects. Next is my mother. My father and my mother were married in the year of 2007. They gave birth to 2 sons. And my mother was an FMS developer, flight management system, and contributed with many allied companies. This is my giant tribal puppet. This was made by me, and also this comes from the tribe of Oka in the southern part of Ecuador. This is also known as one of the most dangerous tribes around the world. They always kill people if they enter their territory. This is my travel agency. I want to talk about Singapore. I like this country because although it is small, it attracts many people around the world. On your first day, you can go to night safari and some places there. This place will take approximately 3.5 hours. For your second day, you can get a tour around the country and also explore many places like the Ferris wheel and the cable car rides. On your third day, you can visit Universal Studios, one of the best places for both children and parents. And on your fourth day, it is time for your departure with so many memories of your places. These are our guest talks. Our first guest talk was by Sri Kandimalla Sivaprasad Garu. He told about what caused certain cultures to disappear, the solutions for them, and different types of cultures. Our second guest talk was by Mr. Sarat Makala, and he told us about his migration and also many things of what if all the Indians moved to America. This is my migration survey. Yes, I have migrants in the family, both temporary and permanent. I'm going to tell about my father. My father did temporary migration to Singapore and later came back. He went for his job and also got settled there for a few years. Later, the impact that caused for us was that when I was a child, he left us to Singapore, so only my mom was there to take care of us. This is a lasting legacy. Firstly, in Greek times, at those places, they used to show images to show their courtesy to different countries. And also, this is a printing press in 1450 invented by Johannes Gutenberg. He was the first one to make printing technology available. This is an artifact from my family, and yes, this is also a way to show tourists this is also a way to present places in the country to other tourists. Our field trips. First we went to Acharya Nagarjuna University. First, that place we went because it was an archaeology museum. Later we went to Bapu Victoria Museum. There we found out the different weapons and many more artifacts that they used. These were our farm visits. For our first farm visit, we went to our neighborhood farm and saw how they cut the crops using machines. We also asked them some questions such as, how much time would it take for a machine to cut the crops? And their answer was approximately 7 hours. And for the second farm, we went to Sugunamma Garu's farm, one of our ayamas in our school. And next, she showed us how much time it would take to cut the crops all by hand. This is my academic integrity. The people who helped me were my father, siblings, and my beloved teachers. These are the links that I referred. Thank you. And also wishing you a Merry New Year.
Exhibition. We have committed the musical instruments with our theme, So, in the ancient days, there was no keyboard. Instead of the keyboard, there was the harmonium. And instead of the drums, there was the dolak. So, the harmonium is used to make different ragas. And the dolak is used to do different beats with the help of talas. And some of the talas are Aditala, Dhruvatala, Mattitala, and many and more. Now, these both ancient instruments are used to accompany the vocals, classical side of vocal singing. And now my friend Mokshagna and Venkat are going to play a song. Thank you.
It is one of the variation in Mukta Impu. Now, my friend Ahad and Mokshagna are going to play piano in C scale, and my friend Tushyan is going to play Congo drums. It has 3 sections: bass, top, and middle. He is going to play in rock beat.
And he married to one mother named Madhuri, and they have 2 children. First one was a girl named Ashley Sakala, born 2006, March 24. Second was a girl named Ashley Sakala, 2012, 27 March. Next is my travel trip to Japan. The first one was Historical Kyoto. Historical Kyoto, named as Lovely Kyoto. This place is surrounded by bamboos and the beach is made up of wood.
This place is popular because it's peaceful, and who have any like a problems or mental condition, they can come and take a peaceful. They can be peaceful and they can see the around like history. And the next one was the island of China, Kusuma. Kusuma is a king's daughter's favorite place, and she chosen for the beautiful scenery and the peacefulness. So many members visited this place, and the view was this is a beautiful place to visit, and you can be there for a long time, and you can remember your past. Next one. This is my agency name, and this is guidelines book. My agency name is Deja Vu. Deja Vu means memories, mesmerizing memories. And this tool book has the information where you will go and the timings. Next one is my giant tribal mask. This is West African tribal mask. In West African tribal mask, we have so many tribal masks, and this is the one of them. This is the most popular there. They are used for this, for the traditional dance, and they use for singing also. In here, we have females using this. Only about I interviewed my uncle and auntie. They are living for US at 32 years. They are permanent. And they told me there are a lot of changes in cultural, food, talking style. And they were adopted there in 1 year. And they have changes to 3 places in 3 years in the same country. And I asked them a question: if all our smart Indian people go to USA or other countries, what will happen to India? The answer was, our Indians are also smart, and every country people are smart. But we call them brain drain. Brain drain means a particular person who can go anywhere they can. Next is the guest talk by C.K. Sivaprasad Garu. He is a good lover and he is a Hans relative too. He gave us a book. He gave to our school a book and he translated into English. He told us about the question was cultural disappearance. He told us about how to protect our culture, and next one was Mr. Sarat Makala. He told us about his migration story, and he is Dhruvan's uncle. Field trips. First one, we have gone to many field trips like Nagarjuna University for artifacts, Vijayawada for science fair. We saw there for future so many things and near fields. And museums, Abu Museum and Victoria Museum. Legacy. I choose the post, sending post and yellow pages. And thank you.
Everybody, I am Aishi of grade 5, and today I am going to talk on the PYP exhibition of the unit from the social scope and science sequence, and we took one of the questions for our minors. And my selected question was, how have natural disasters affected the lives of people? So we for every question we created sub-questions like, what is a natural disaster? How many types of them are there? Where it happened recently? And what are the effects? Moving on, this is my family history. My great-grandfather, Mr. Upendranath Mandal, he was a government employee in sericulture department, and my great-grandmother, Nilima Rani, she was a housewife. My grandfather was Mr. Pradeep Kumar Mandal, and he used to work as a government employee in postal department. And my grandmother is Mrs. Parul Mandal, and she is a housewife. My father did his postdoc in UK, and now he works in SRM AP University as an assistant professor in physics. My great-grandfather from my maternal side is Devendranath Thakur. He used to work as an accountant under Zamindar, but after the partition, he used to work as a land acquisition surveyor. My great-grandmother was Mrs. Indravati Devi. She was a housewife. My grandfather was Mr. Umesh Chandra Thakur, and he used to work in the veterinary department, and now he is a retired person. And my grandmother, Mrs. Putul Thakur, she is a housewife. My mother is a tutor in NRI college, and she has shifted from West Bengal to Andhra Pradesh due to her marriage. Now, I have selected the place Cherrapunji for my travel fair. On the day one, you can go to these places. Cherrapunji is one of the most beautiful places in entire India. Day 2, you can go to double-decker living road bridge. Day 3, you can go these places, and day 4, these places. You can enjoy the sunrise, sunset, the boating over there, and everything. Moving on, this is my giant puppet of the Maori tribe. Did you know that they can guess a person's social statistics through their tattoos? Did you know traditionally they cook their food underground? They are the greatest storytellers. And also, they greet each other by pressing their nose and foreheads. We had different guest talks by different people. Our friends, Ahan, his grandfather's friend, a book lover, Sri Kandimella Sivaprasad Garu, he told us about what caused certain cultures to disappear. So he told us what is a culture, the different types of culture, how they are disappearing, and what are the solutions to save culture. The second guest talk we had was by Mr. Sarat Makala Garu. He explained us about migration, different people and different organisms migration, and how it has impacted his life. Here are my surveys on migrations. I have 4 people in my house who have migrated. One of them is my grandmother due to her marriage, my uncle due to his job, my father due to his job, my mother due to her marriage. They all are happy, but they miss their own culture as they have migrated to other places. Here are the journey of lasting legacy. Remains of slavery, bullock carts, mud chilhas, mud vessels, and cave paintings. These types of arts are not lasting in this time. These days we don't use bullock carts much. We don't cook with mud vessels. We don't use mud chilhas. So these have disappeared from our culture. We had many field trips to different places. We went to Acharya up a museum where we learned about different kinds of artifacts and what they represent, how people used to use some things there, and we also saw a documentary on our unit, they showed us how people from the past to the present, how they have evolved, how their brains have evolved. From past, we didn't have anything. Now we have robots. It's how it has changed. That's what we learned in our field trips. And as our unit was way behind lesson time, we had to make a calendar or a greeting card on our unit. So this is my calendar which I made. And this is my academic integrity. Here are the links which I used for my academics, and my parents, my relatives, and my grandparents helped me for doing this. Thank you.
Now let's listen to the rhythm of Andhra.
Shine up.